The sweetest of greetings to you, my friend, and welcome to the Godfather Minute. My name is Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
And together we make up the Godfather Minute Brothers. Today we're talking about minute 86.
86. Alex, e minuto.
Minuto
Numero 86.
86.
86.
86.
You started laughing right when I went into that. How come?
Into which part?
Into the Sicilian lesson, the Italian lesson.
Because it's just so, it's second nature now.
Okay.
We've streamlined the opening to the point where we just say the number, we do the Italian lesson, and jump right into
just
it.
go right. You know, when we do GF2, I think the first minute, we should just do all the numbers and then not do them in any of the other minutes, just to be really efficient.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Just do 1 through whatever it is, 300.
Should we do the days of the week too? Be all like Monday,
No,
Tuesday?
No. Yes, but not yet.
Okay. We'll save that for the very end. That's a great idea.
Okay. Minute 86, right?
Yes, minute 86. Here's a little summary in case you haven't seen it for a while. Mikey and the Turk are at the cafe there, and the waiter finally finishes pouring the wine.
I should have brought the coffee.
It literally feels like a week that he opened that, a week ago that he opened that bottle of wine.
Godfather fans will know the opening, the wine is longer than the entire wedding scene. Remember when we were groaning about that way back when?
That was, at least there was people talking during that part of it.
Yeah.
So,
At least you had Fredo for comedy relief. And Johnny singing.
You're Fredo, look what I got. So anyway, the Turk then tells our friend Matt McCluskey that
Michael McCluskey.
It's not Michael McCluskey.
Mark McCluskey.
Mark Matthew McCluskey.
Yeah.
That they're going to speak in Italian, and this they now do.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I think in the bonus content we should write some Godfather jokes.
Finally.
No, original jokes. For example, I'm doing this shoot from the hip, Alex.
Wow.
Mark, Michael, and Sollozzo walk into a restaurant.
One of those jokes.
I don't know. Yeah. So what do you think about this minute?
Well, now you got me thinking about the joke part of it again. Because remember last week we were talking about how Mario Puzo implied that all Irish are drunks.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's basically like an Italian, and a Turk, and an Italian, and an Irishman walk into a bar.
Oh, I got one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Get back.
Get back who?
Get back to minute 86. Come on. Made you laugh.
It's a good Godfather jokes.
Why did Lou cross the road?
Why did Lou cross the road?
To get back to the Bronx.
Oh!
You get it? Because he didn't go into Jersey and said he crossed the road.
That's right, yeah.
I'm making these up, Alex.
Really? You know what? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Get back.
Get back who?
Let's get back to minute 86. So one thing I noticed this watching it minute by minute is the Turk gives Mikey the first glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell if he's doing that. Is he doing it because he's that obviously the guest usually gets the first glass. Mm-hmm. And the host goes, the second. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, he's implying like, you're my guest here, and as a mark of respect, I'm going to give you the first glass of wine. Mm-hmm. But I also think he's kind of like looking at Mikey, like, can you believe this Scavone waiter doesn't give you? Clearly, I'm he's the boss of the meeting, Yeah.
Well, considering it took the waiter a very, very long time to open that bottle. Sollozzo probably knows the cork was all dry and the bottle it's foul wine. So he wants to see the expression on Mikey's face when he tastes it.
Well, it is funny because the first thing you assume is that it has something to do with like poison. Yeah. Like you do that just to show that it wasn't poisoned. You get the first one. Well, it seems like that would be a way of. I guess you have to make sure the other guy drinks it first. Yeah. Regardless of who gets served first.
But it was corked, so it couldn't have been poison. I guess it could still.
Yeah, you could take a hypodermic syringe.
That's true. Remember in the last minute, I pointed out that you can't see the waiter's face. That's because when you pan it up, it's Abe Vigoda as fish, as Tessio undercover.
Wow.
Hang your head on this, Mikey. Or you'd say Sollozzo, right?
It almost sounds like he's like in a Terminator movie. You pan up and he's try the veal.
Have the veal. You'll keep coming back.
It's perfect. So so a gentleman there, the Turk, making sure Mikey
goes
a good
move.
First. Yeah.
Another possibility is he was trying to get Mikey
wasted.
Wasted. His judgment would be off. Maybe he'd reveal his...
Is he just going to like slam the glass of wine?
Well, that's also, when we talked about this a little bit the last minute, why Sollozzo... The waiter never ends up bringing food for Sollozzo or Mikey. Only McCluskey's eating.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows something except for McCluskey.
Or does he? Is he the one who really is the only one who does know?
That's true.
I love how he has his, speaking of gentlemen, he has his like napkin tucked into his shirt.
Old school.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah. That's so the blood doesn't get, the tomato sauce doesn't get on his uniform.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic.
But maybe him not ordering food for Mikey it's a 1-2 punch. He doesn't order him food and he gives him wine. So he's going to be all like, oh yeah, I don't have a gun in the toilet. I don't have a gun
Plus
in
he's
my
on
pants.
pain medication too. So even one glass of wine is going to mess him up.
Yeah. And back then they give you real pain medication.
Oh yeah, he was probably on
watered down oxy
like
stuff.
Horse morphine or something. Yeah. So
that's what Fredo's on the whole movie.
Actually, that's I guess there's different. I was going to say, is that true? That because you always hear about how some drugs are much more powerful now than they were back then. But I guess there was always also drugs like they legally sold heroin. So I guess
that's true. Yeah.
That's a pretty
cocaine was in Coca-Cola for a while.
That's true.
So I don't know though. I don't know. The oxy epidemic makes me believe that the painkillers are stronger now. People were tough back then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Broken jaw.
Yeah. He goes to work the next day, shoots the guy.
Yeah. He goes, Mike, it could be some jokes. Guy, crime boss goes to the doctor, the broken jaw. He says, doctor, I got this pain in my jaw. Doctor kicks him in the shin. The crime boss says, what'd you do that for? My shin hurts. He's like, yeah, but now you forgot about your jaw. That'll be $10.
This was Mrs. Clemenza writing all these jokes for.
Yeah, no. So,
yeah, McCluskey's bib. So this is a tiny, subtle little thing that when the Turk turns to McCluskey and goes, Mike and I are going to speak to each in Italian for a little while.
It's almost like he asks permission.
Well, McCluskey's like, it's fine with me. I don't care.
He says, go ahead.
And then before he starts talking to Mike, the Turk gives like this little pleased smile, and he was like that McCluskey gave him permission to speak Italian.
Yeah, it's sort of like this little this guy's enjoying his veal. He's just a little grin almost, but
but it seems sincere. Like he's genuinely like, oh, good. This part's going good.
It's so awesome.
We figured this must have happened. So did we establish that McCluskey does not know the Turk, or he's kind of a freelance cop?
He definitely doesn't know Sicilian.
Yeah, that we know.
Yeah.
We assume that if you actually listen to the whole thing.
He's working for Barzini too.
He talked to Barzini.
Go ahead. Mikey and I are gonna talk in Italian, okay? Go ahead. I talked to Barzini.
He tells me you don't got the muscle. Wait, I don't know who that one voice that was.
Yeah, we're conflating a lot of characters. Yeah. Oh, and then right at that point, anything else about that? About him asking to speak in Italian? Does he say he says Italian, right? He doesn't say Sicilian.
No, he definitely does say Italian.
He says Italian, right?
Italian, yeah.
I'm sure some people would have. I'm sure some Sicilians and some Roman Latin scholars would take umbrage with that. I'm pretty sure they're speaking Sicilian.
Well, maybe because but maybe he's saying that to McCluskey because McCluskey doesn't know what Sicilian is. But if he says I'm speaking Italian, then he's like, okay, you know. I don't know how he wouldn't know what Sicilian was. He's a cop involved with the mob, and yet somehow he's puzzled by the word Sicilian. Like, what religion is that?
That was the original, the first take. I'm going to speak Sicilian with Michael, okay? I thought you said order the meal, huh? He thinks it's a dish. That's why. Oh, and they kept Sollozzo's original response. That's why he has that weird grin, that weird smirk afterward.
So before we get into the actual meat of what they're saying, into the veal of what they're saying, if you will, because in the movie there's no subtitles. You can't.
No subtitles.
And but we have a sworn affidavit saying what they're saying in this, and we'll act that out for you guys in a second. But I want to say that even without that, somebody on the internet said they like it better not knowing what they're saying because it adds to the tension of the scene where like you don't know you can only go by Mikey's face and how he's reacting to kind of gauge it all. So what do you think about that? Is it better without the subtitles?
I think it's fantastic without the subtitles.
I also think they powerful. And I think they give, if you listen close, there's enough words in it where you can kind of, like he says, "Uo padre," which is father, and he says like "respecto" and "el rispetto." Is that really the Italian word for it?
It's probably "rispetto." Yeah, it's a cognate.
Yeah,
it's a cognate, Alex.
Sure, they got a whole lot of cognates.
whole lot of cognates, Senator. Yeah, I think I speak Spanish.
Cognates supplied by your father.
The words, the vocabulary we smuggled in from Canada.
It's not even a preposition. It's just stupid.
Yeah, over, under. The FBI gave me a whole bunch of prepositions. I said, sure. Michael Corleone told me to say those.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of phrases in it where you can kind of piece together what he's kind of saying.
And I speak Spanish, so there's enough Latin relationship there in the words that I got most of it. But even that, it's so cool just not knowing exactly what they're saying.
Right.
But it makes me wonder when the first time
someone spoke Sicilian.
No, someone knew what was being said. A mainstream white audience member knew what exactly was being said.
That's a good question.
Was it until the internet? Was there probably a documentary about it or subtitles available in some version?
The movie was so popular. I'm sure at some point some nerd said, "Oh, I'm gonna like have my Italian friend translate this."
And then what?
And then wrote it down and said, "Oh, that's funny." And then that was.
But I mean, for mainstream audiences, when was it?
Oh,
when did most people who had the opportunity to see the movie see what it was? It has to be the internet age, right?
No, it had to be. It was probably before that.
Oh, you think? So?
Well, mainstream audience. I don't know. I don't know how you define mainstream. There was probably in a book somewhere. I bet. Yeah. Before that.
Yeah.
But is it in the novel?
There is a bit in the novel about this whole scene, and I wanted to read 3 chunks that are about this part.
Well, let's read the script. Let's read the Sollozzo.
Should I read the part from the book that has to do with the part we already talked about?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I said sure.
Yeah. Before we get to that, though, I want to point out in the movie, right before he starts speaking in Sicilian, did you notice he makes he puts his hand in the shape of a gun like Sonny did in that earlier scene.
Oh, no, I didn't
when he was
that.
Teasing Michael, when he was actually going up to Mike and say, "Oh, big college boy, get up real close, you got to go boom." And he had like 2 fingers pointing out like the nozzle of a gun, his thumb upward, like the what do you call that part?
The hammer?
The hammer, yeah. Yeah, it was really interesting.
No, that's funny. I did not notice that. I wonder if that was intentional.
I wonder if it was. Was it intentional? B, if it was or it wasn't, was that supposed to be is that a common Sicilian hand gesture when someone begins talking or someone is engaging with someone?
That's funny.
It's interesting. Yeah. Go back and watch it, Alex. Yeah, it's there. I swear it's there. That'd be great if McCluskey was like, "Hey, wait a minute. Neither of you guys are supposed to have guns here, eh?" All right, I'm going to read from the book.
Get down, he's got a gun. Go ahead. Read me from the book. Well, do we want to do what's in the movie first, or do we want to read the book first?
This is the part we already talked about.
Oh, okay.
So this is just it's kind of some setup. In the book, Puzo writes, page 148, Sollozzo said placatingly to the captain, I'm going to talk Italian to Mike, not because I don't trust you, but because I can't explain myself properly in English. Oh. And I want to convince Mike that I mean well, that it's to everybody's advantage for us to come to an agreement tonight. Don't be insulted by this. It's not that I don't trust you.
Wow, so that was all like the actor who played Turk must have been mad that like that was all reduced to one line, as opposed to explaining why he was doing it.
Yeah, but you don't get that impression in the movie that his English is not good.
He doesn't. He never really seems like he doesn't really have much of an accent or anything like that. But
yeah.
I thought maybe it had something to do with maybe not trusting him, or B, like anyone else who happened to be listening in on their conversation.
That's what I thought it had to
or
do
just with. Even he just doesn't even want McCluskey knowing, period, whether or not, regardless. So.
Yeah. And then Sollozzo starts talking in Italian, and McCluskey's like, I don't understand what you're saying. No, and then Captain McCluskey gave them both an ironic grin. Sure, you two go right ahead, he said. I'll concentrate on my veal and spaghetti.
It's the grandest in the country.
It's the tastiest in this neighborhood. The actor, who's the Sterling Hayden should have done the local restaurant circuit, promoting different restaurants. Come to Donnie's Donuts. They're the best in the city. You just insert any product in there.
But also, he's not the one who says that. It's the Turk is the one who says it's the best in the city. So all the commercials should be the Turk talking to McCluskey. So you have to get both actors.
Oh man, that's why they couldn't do it. They couldn't agree on the terms.
It's too expensive. They had to get the negotiator involved and everything. It was
and in the commercial, Sollozzo says to McCluskey, he says, I'm gonna speak to the audience directly so they understand me. Then he looks right at the camera. Try the veal. It's the best in this.
Well, the other thing I like about it is that it kind of works on a symbolic level of them being like, it's really just between. Like it's almost like literally under the eyes of the law, this thing is going on that they don't really quite understand, or So I think that was kind of a neat little cinematic trick.
Yeah.
So let's do the script for the.
Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna read it in English.
Yeah, we'll read it. Well, basically. So do you want to be Sollozzo or do you want to be Mikey?
You pick.
So there's another thing also is that Mikey has to do all Al Pacino has to do all his Sicilian with the closed mouth, so like it probably helps him not have to do a proper accent.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be Sollozzo.
Okay.
Let me warm up a little bit. What's a good Sollozzo line and good voice?
I'm not that clever.
I'm not that clever. I am the hunted one. It's pretty good.
Like Joe Mantegna.
I am Joey Zaza in this restaurant.
Well, it's not a good Turk, but you are getting a good Joey Zaza.
I'm warming up for GS3, yeah.
Well, his voice is very deep. It's like
I'm sorry about that, Mikey.
Perfect.
It's not that low, is
Perfect.
it?
Perfect. That's it.
All right, should we start?
Okay, now should I do, so I'm Mikey?
You're Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now to separate him from you, just to differentiate us, because I know we can sometimes sound similar.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to speak in a higher voice than usual.
And I'll go very low.
You'll go very low.
A la Sollozzo.
Okay. And I'll be doing Mikey somewhere up here.
McCluskey, is it okay that we speak a Sicilian? That was a little Eastern European.
Yeah.
Is that too...
Do you mind if we speak in Slovenian?
So should I do an accent?
Well, it's your interpretation of the term.
I'm sorry.
I think
it's like Enzo. I'm sorry about the Mikey. I am the hunted one. Well, your father was sleeping.
Because he says everything twice.
Because he says everything twice.
Well, you know what?
Just try it.
Maybe we should do it in the spirit of when you're watching the news and stuff, and the person just reads it with a dead calm, like, I walked into the store and all these people were there. You know what I mean? Just in a way that's just kind of like a neutral kind of tone.
We've got this report from Bronx, New York, out of our local Channel 2 affiliate, and you're not going to believe this one, folks.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so you are, and you know where it ends, right? We talked about this off the air.
Yes.
It ends with him saying, you know.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Action. Yeah, I'm sorry about...
Forget it.
You know what happened between me and your father was just business. I have great respect for your father, but your father's old-fashioned. He doesn't understand that I am a man of honor.
Don't tell me these things. I know.
You know?
All right, so that's what happens. That's what happens in this minute.
How was it?
It was good. That was pretty good. Okay. I like our...
I started going with the Sollozzo voice, and then I realized I'm just going to go.
I like our white bread version.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you would protect my father.
Oh, golly, Mikey. You can't talk business with your brother.
I got brains all over my nice Ivy League suit.
I'm smart.
So there you go. So so does that pretty much correspond to what's in the book?
No. The book has quite a bit more.
The book is different than the movie.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
You got it, Alex. I was trying to hold off playing it, but you used the trigger words.
Hey,
what do you call
excuse, that? Trigger word?
A word that triggers some type of audio or reaction. Is there a term for that in the biz?
A buzzword.
Buzzword. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz.
Any excuse to hear one of your nice songs.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk more.
Speaking of which, how long do we have the Turk here? How long is it until the Turk gets shot?
He gets shot in minute 90.
Boy, you got whacked, but we still got the Turk. And this Captain McCluskey, he's a stupid jerk. They're gonna kill Pop so their bank accounts can feel. Sonny, relax, it's business, not personal.
Business, not personal.
We need a plan, and Tessio's our man.
Hold my arrangement. Hold my arrangement.
Wait a minute. Have a seat. Then order your meal. Drink some wine. Try the feel.
The best person.
Ask for permission. Then go to the can. When you come back, you'll have more than your dick in your hand. 2 shots each, you'll be on the next flight to Sicily.
It's perfect for us. They got an old-fashioned toilet.
Shoot the Turk and McCluskey too. How many days until you do? We're counting down. Come count with me. You ain't gonna miss the Turk or Paulie.
I know how to one.
We're counting down in this song.
Well, now we're back-to-back music.
We are really close. Less than 5 minutes, right?
Right.
Less than 5 minutes.
Do you have a specific song for that? For there only being 5 minutes?
Yeah. 5 minutes left. And I am proud to announce that I'm 90% done with the Causeway countdown.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I'm really excited about it. I have some few tweaks to finish it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, two weeks and a few tweaks.
All right.
To finish it up.
All right. So what's in the
back to minute 86.
Knock knock.
So who's there?
Back to
minute
86. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So Puzo adds a little bit more to the dialogue. Now, the next minute, there's a bit more. So I'm only going to read a couple more chunks.
Right.
Here we go. Puzo writes, page 148.
This is like a 2-part episode, really.
It kind of is, yeah. I almost wanted to lump them in together because it's one long dialogue.
Should we? Do you want
No. Let's
do you want to do minute 86?
No.
Let's have this a double size.
Stick to the format.
Spectacular?
Stick to the format.
Okay.
Sollozzo began speaking to Michael in rapid Sicilian. He said, "You must understand that what happened between me and your father was strictly a business matter. I have great respect for Don Corleone and would beg for the opportunity to enter his service. But you must understand that your father is an old-fashioned man. He stands in the way of progress. The business I am in is the coming thing, the wave of the future. There are untold millions of dollars for everyone to make. But your father stands in the way because of certain unrealistic scruples. By doing this, he imposes his will on men like myself. Yes, I know. He says to me, go ahead, it's your business.
Wait.
But we both know that is unrealistic. You must tread on each other's corns.
Oh.
And
I like that you had the Turk doing a impression of Marlon Brando as the Don. It wasn't bad either.
yeah,
Because when the Turk was like, "Oh, your father's all like, I won't do it."
what can I do? What can I do?
What am I going to do?
Well, I was reading in English, but it's actually in Sicilian, so there are like 7 different layers of interpretation.
Oh yeah,
there.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess technically what he should have done was have most of it be in Sicilian, and then for that one part, he'd be all like, "Oh, he'd be like, I can't do it. It's no good."
Oh yeah, because he spoke.
Because he was quoting someone speaking English.
If you remember McCluskey listening to that, it's all foreign, like "Minky do that, stinky do that," and then all of a sudden, "Oh, what can I do? What can I do? I must say no. I must say no to your business. I don't want Minky do that." Like, I'm sticking to my
Pretty good Brando.
He was supposed to get my role, wasn't he? Sterling Hayden has this, what do you call that? A complex and inferiority acting complex.
Yeah,
in the middle of that dinner scene, he says to Al Pacino, weren't you supposed to have my role too?
He's all paranoid, assuming everyone's going to take his role.
Yeah.
And you, the son of a bitch, is going to take my part. Really does seem, I want to be on my boat.
So there is one more chunk. Let me see. Let me make sure it's not relevant to the next part. Yeah, there's one other chunk that I want to read. Puzo writes, I'm back to Sollozzo, by the way.
Cool.
What he is really... Oh, we didn't talk... Time out. We didn't talk about that last line. We must tread on each other's corns.
Oh, right.
What is that all about?
That's like when you're stepping on other people's corns.
Okay. Is that a Sicilian
I've
expression?
never heard of it.
We're gonna have to find out. You know what? Let's do a lifeline. Send a lifeline to our Sicilian consultant Antonino Consiglio.
Okay.
So we'll get that back to you maybe in one of our clean it up phases.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I mean, I assume it means something like they're all going to cause each other discomfort because you have to step on each other's toes to get, while you're.
So you think straight up corns means toes?
Yeah. The corns that are on their feet.
Got it.
Like inevitably you're going
to. Corns are sores, right?
Yeah. Like usually on the feet, usually. I don't know why they're called corns.
And I wonder if he's saying they all have corns because they all work very hard.
Well, it's probably an old saying from back when everyone was farmers and stuff, so everyone had corns. Italian corns. Or as we call it, maize.
Okay, last chunk. Here we go. Puzo writes, what he is really telling me is that I cannot operate my business. I am a man who respects himself and cannot let another man impose his will on me, so what had to happen did happen. Let me say that I had the silent support of all the New York families, and the Tattaglia family became my partners. If this quarrel continues, then the Corleone family will stand alone against everyone. Perhaps if your father were well, it could be done. But the eldest son is not the man the Godfather is, no disrespect intended. And the Irish consigliere, Hagen, is not the man Genco Abandando was, God rest his soul.
That's interesting.
Interesting, right?
Papa Genco, look what he got.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting. I am a man who respects himself and cannot let another man impose his will on me. Mm-hmm. So I think like Mikey said earlier in the book, not the movie, but in the book, it really is all personal.
Oh, right.
Because it's not. I mean, it's business, of course, but it's personal. Don's telling him, hey, you can't do this.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Turk in this statement saying, like, hey, no, you can't. That's an insult. You can't tell me what to do and what not to do.
Interesting. Yeah. So I was, if looking at it from another point of view, I was thinking this kind of reminds me in a weird way of Godfather 2. Did you ever see Godfather 2? Where it reminds me on both levels that Mikey is both Marlon Brando, who's planning on shooting this mob boss, who is, and he's never done it before, and this is like a step into, and also also the Turk is also like Marlon Brando, because he's the one who's like, I'm trying to be reasonable, and you're telling me I can't,
Oh yeah.
So Michael the Don was almost like Finucci. So I guess that's true in life. You're either someone's Finucci, or you're the Marlon Brando trying to get that Finucci out of your way. So, and is it being my Finucci?
Is it inevitable that everyone, or at least all crime lords, become Finuccis? Because if you stay reasonable, you're going to get stepped on.
Yeah, that's
you're going to get stepped on and stepped over.
It's not the way I wanted it. Yeah, it's a good point. Maybe.
So Don Corleone is being unreasonable.
Wasn't there some saying that if you live long enough, everyone who lives long enough, you become a villain or something like that?
Oh, is there?
Something like that. We'll ask, we'll answer.
Okay.
Let me write that one down. So, the Turk. Anything else about their conversation?
I have for this minute.
Well, we're going to rate it. We're in some primo stuff here.
Yeah, McCluskey's in the minute, so it bumps it up a star.
And he's eating, no less.
Yeah, go ahead. That's all he says. The Sicilian is so awesome. We didn't even talk about the filmmaking, the shots.
You want to talk about it?
Well, just briefly, they have a lot of close-up shots. As they're speaking, which raises the tension. It's just masterful.
Yeah.
That's all. What are you gonna rate it?
Yeah, I have my number. I'm locked in.
Are we rating it compared to other Godfather minutes?
Whatever system.
Or freestanding?
Whatever system you're using.
Okay, I got it. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Would you say stop at 3?
Yeah.
I can see that.
It was right in between. Yeah.
I guess
I can rate every single minute of this movie 4 or 5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not good. So, but I'm sticking with 3. It's,
okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's totally irrelevant. So,
so do you want to change yours, or should I change mine? It's like a jury. We have to be unanimous the next 20 minutes of the podcast.
Otherwise, you have to do the episode over again.
Oh, people don't know this is our 4th attempt.
Oh my god!
When it all comes down to that countdown, we flip flopped every time.
It'd be funny if the one that people heard, we were all like 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, come on! You said you were going to do it, and everyone would be like, "Why are they arguing about this so much?" Not realizing that it actually was the 4th time.
You were supposed to go up. No, I was supposed to come down. But McCluskey was in it. That bumps it up one star. Look at the formula. We should create a formula. That would be kind of fun.
Well, so far we have +1 anytime Marlon Brando shows up, so that's a good. That's a good formula.
It's +1 for Marlon Brando, +1.5 if he talks.
Sure,
because it was one, even if he's in the. But there could be an aggregate of halves based on the formula.
Okay,
yeah.
Anyway, let's talk. That'll be good bonus content. We'll come up with our formula of the bonus content. So
what are we going to do in this today's bonus content?
I don't know.
We talked about jokes, although we haven't written any yet.
Haven't we?
I feel like we would have to work on the formula a little bit before. I'd want to prepare something like that.
Okay,
or maybe not. Maybe we just talk it through.
We'll do that, and then it'll be a potpourri.
Okay, and don't forget, I have in my back pocket Godfather Mad Libs.
Oh, maybe we'll do one of those too.
Okay,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you want to hear that, go to godfatherminute.com/support. And you can get extra us in your ears every week. So until then, try the veal. It's the finest in New York. I was going to say the finest in the land.